yourself to be happy. There's nothing wrong with that. We all do it. Who cares if there's a few little details you'd rather not remember?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. Your wife surviving the assault. Her not believing your condition. The torment and pain and anguish tearing her up inside. The insulin.
That's Sammy, not me. I told you about Sammy.
Yeah, right. Like you tell yourself over and over again. Conditioning yourself to remember. Learning through repetition.
Sammy let his wife kill herself. Sammy ended up in an institution.
Sammy was a con man. A faker.
I never said that Sammy was faking.
Exposed him for what he was. A fraud.
But I was wrong. That's the whole point. See, Sammy's wife came to me.
Sammy didn't have a wife. It was your wife who had diabetes.
Ouch.
My wife wasn't diabetic.
You sure?
Ouch. Cut it out.
She wasn't diabetic. You think I don't know my own wife? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, I guess I can only make you remember the things you want to be true. Like old Jimmy down there.
He's not the right guy.
He was to you. Come on, you got your revenge. Enjoy it while you still remember. What difference does it make whether he was your guy or not?
It makes all the difference.
Why? You're never gonna know.
Yes, I will.
No, you won't.
I will. Somehow. I'll
You
know.
won't remember.
When it's done, I will know. It'll be different.
Well, I thought so too. In fact, I was sure of it, but you didn't.
This is Chris. Welcome to the world's first GYATT Fortnite Podcast, where I'm finishing up with the Outlaw keycard quest. Will any of this make a difference in the playstyle moving forward? Technically, someone else might already have a Fortnite podcast, but in the spirit of Fortnite, we're dropping in hotter and third-partying every conversation like it's the final circle. This season, I've proven that I've gone from most washed to most wanted. We need a new reload map already. Expect Fortnite to hear from the community about this very soon. If you have seen me in your game and I've eliminated you, well, good. The GYATT Fortnite Podcast holds no reservations. I will emote on you. The new Midas drum gun is something special. By far one of the best exotics to get your hands on. And let's get ready to dive in. Before moving on, I just want to let our listeners know that we're currently trying to build our following on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, and literally everywhere you could stream a podcast. Small independent podcasts like this one need all the support we can get to survive. Sharing, liking, commenting on socials, on TikTok and X, and following on social media is greatly appreciated. It helps keep this afloat during turbulent times. Thank you. Welcome to the GYATT Fortnite Podcast, the only Fortnite podcast where Crocs, baseball, and a wolf in a suit all make sense. Shohei Ohtani is coming to Fortnite. He's actually already in the item shop. That's right. MVP, two-way legend, now dropping in to throw fastballs and full piece you. He's got a Dodger skin and samurai armor that literally catches fire when he gets eliminations. Meanwhile, I catch fire when I accidentally build myself into a box and panic pickaxe my own ramp. Crocs are now in Fortnite. Yes, Crocs. You can now drop into battle wearing foam clogs. Imagine getting boxed up and full pieced by someone wearing bright pink Crocs. You thought sweats were bad before? Wait till they get comfortable. New weapons just dropped, and Epic is officially done pretending Fortnite is normal. We got the Outlaw shotgun for that Wild West bank heist energy, the rocket drill for when you don't have time for doors, and the pump and dump, which to me sounds less like a weapon and more like financial advice from Midas. Lara Croft is back, this time rocking a 2003 throwback look. So now you can build like a sweat, eliminate like a pro, and look like you just stepped out of a PS2 cutscene. Fortnite is coming to Windows on ARM devices. If you don't know about ARM devices, these are peripheral items that you may use. So now even your smart fridge can run Fortnite better than your friend's potato PC. This week was chaos, nonsense, and I love it. Crocs, Ohtani, drill launchers. What's next? A Fortnite toaster? Actually, let's not give Epic any ideas. All right, listen up. Today, we're talking about a concept so powerful, so deeply woven into the fabric of reality. And yes, the Fortnite Island, that it might just make you rethink every single battle royale match you've ever played. I'm talking about the Law of Octaves. Now, if that phrase makes you think of some dude in a robe with a glowing book standing on a mountaintop speaking in riddles, good, because that's exactly the kind of energy we're dealing with today. But don't worry, I'm not about to hit you with a spoken word poetry session or some philosophical TED Talk where I pace back and forth dramatically. We're keeping this practical and very sharp for you guys. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Chris, what in the boxed up zero ping hell is the Law of Octaves? And does it help me win fights in Crime City? Fair question. Short answer, no. Long answer, it might just explain why you, me, and every Fortnite player are caught in an endless loop. Why the island keeps changing, but never really changes. Why the beginning is the end, and the end is the beginning. Now, if that sounds like something an old NPC mutters right before they disappear into the 0 point, that's because it might as well be. Fortnite's entire history, every chapter, every season, every cataclysmic event, follows a pattern, a cycle, a rhythm. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. You ever feel like we've been here before? Like no matter how much Fortnite changes, we always end up back at square one. Maybe it's Midas trying to break the loop or the 0 point collapsing yet again. Maybe it's the OG map making a surprise return. Except, was it ever really gone? No. If Fortnite is playing by the Law of Octaves, then this whole game, this whole world, isn't just a battle royale. It's a song. And we're all playing the same notes, just in different octaves. So today we're breaking it all down. The truth about Fortnite's Island, the time loops, the resets, the patterns hidden in plain sight, and what it might mean for the future. Because if this theory holds up, we might not be moving forward at all. We might just be playing the same song over and over again. The octave in music and Fortnite. First, let's get a little technical. But don't worry, I'm not about to turn this into Music Theory 101, Fortnite edition. There won't be a quiz at the end, and you can eat while you actually listen to this. The Law of Octaves says that everything moves in cycles, shifting frequencies as it evolves. If you play a note on a piano, then hit the same note an octave higher, it's still the same note, just vibrating at a different level. It didn't change at its core. It just moved up the scale. Now, Fortnite works the exact same way. We go through cycles, new maps, new villains, new heroes, new threats. But if you zoom out, if you take a step back from the sweaty chaos of your matches and really analyze the bigger picture, you start to notice something a bit unsettling. It's all repeating. The game isn't just evolving, it's hitting new octaves. It's playing the same tune, just shifting the key every time we think something is new. Let's run through a little bit of evidence, okay? The Chapter 1 map, destroyed. Yet somehow in Chapter 4, we dropped right back into it. It wasn't a reboot. It was a higher octave of the same idea, literally. Midas? He tried to break the loop. But let's be honest, he's still here. He's back in Chapter 6, Season 2. His influence is baked into the island's DNA. His golden touch appearing season after season like a ghost note. The 0 point? It destabilizes, threatens reality itself. And somehow it's always pulled back into place, like a song that keeps resolving back to the same chord progression. And the 7? Well, they had a whole plan to break free. But where are they now? MIA, probably trapped inside the very loop they tried to escape. Maybe they thought they were changing the tune, but all they did was shift it to a different octave. Every time we think we're moving forward, we're really just playing the same note in a different key. And that brings us to the island itself. You know, we keep thinking the island is changing. But what if it's just tuning itself to a different frequency? What if we aren't shifting locations, but just moving up and down the scale? So, as you could see, the island isn't changing. It's literally just moving up or down, which means we're not progressing. We're playing the same song over and over again. The island's pattern from Genesis to Revelation. Let's talk about the island, because if the Law of Octaves holds up, then Fortnite's island isn't just a setting, it's the instrument. Every chapter, Epic tells us we're on a new island. We buy into it, we get excited, but the truth, it's never really new. It really isn't. So what's really happening here? What if the island isn't changing? What if it's just hitting a new octave? Each time it resets, it isn't actually resetting. It's just tuning itself to a different frequency of the same song. It's like cranking up the difficulty in a new game plus. Everything feels new, of course, but it's really the same underlying system. And that's where things get interesting. Because if the island is an instrument, who's playing it? Is it the 0 point? Maybe it's not just a power source. Maybe the 0 point is like a tuning fork, maybe controlling the frequency of each new octave. Could it be us, the players? Are we causing the shifts? Every season we fight, but we adapt and we bring change. But is that change real? Or does it feel that we're just hitting the same strings in a different way? Or is it epic games? Now, let's be real. If Fortnite is following a deeper cycle, they either have a master plan or we're all just part of some wild looping experiment. And here's the real kicker. If the island is an instrument, then that means it has a song. It's got to finish, which raises the biggest question of them all. What happens when we hit that last note? The role of the 0 point, a cosmic conductor. If Fortnite truly follows the law of octaves, then the 0 point is more than just some glowing ball of infinite energy. It's the conductor of the whole song. Every shift, every reboot, every dramatic reinvention of the island. It's all dictated by this single pulsing force at the heart of the game. And there's a shard that I believe Midas is trying to get Hope, and maybe even we'll see Jonesy get it. Or maybe they'll try to even enlist Daigo to help out this season. But there's something there this season. We're going to find it. When the 0 point is stable, Fortnite exists in a steady key. Things change, right? But not too much, not drastically. A new season might bring in some crazy mechanics, a fresh biome, or a collaboration that makes absolutely no sense. You know, what's the use of having NBA skins when we're playing in castles? But fundamentally, the island remains the same. It remains extremely familiar. So when the 0 point is unstable, that's when things snap into a new octave, and not just in minor ways. We're talking cataclysmic, reality warping, game altering shifts. We're talking about those massive frequency jumps, the ones where everything we knew about the island gets obliterated in the span of a cutscene. The black hole event, we all remember. A lot of us were pissed, and a lot of us were happy that we took a break for a second. But that wasn't just a cool way to transition to chapter 2. It was Fortnite's version of a key change, a dramatic shift in pitch that fundamentally altered the game's feel. Suddenly, the graphics, if you remember, they were sharper. The animations were smoother. Everybody came back and was like, yo, this is Fortnite. It looks amazing. And the overall vibe, it felt different, more grounded, more realistic, actually. So then came the end event that flipped the island on its head, literally. It wasn't just a new map. It was Fortnite shifting octaves again, moving into a new phase of play where movement mechanics changed. Physics got an upgrade, and all we had to relearn was just the terrain. By the time the Fracture event hit, the pieces of Fortnite's past and future were scattered like sheet music. You know what I mean? You ever just drop sheet music? You're in band class, you just drop it all on the floor. You don't even know which page is what. That's exactly what it looked like by the time the Fracture event hit. We weren't playing on a new island. We were playing on a remix version of every island before it. A collage of old and new, familiar but altered. Another octave shift. And then came the Big Bang event, the biggest leap yet. Fortnite didn't just shift its setting, it rewrote its own genre. One moment we were battling on an island, the next we were standing before a godlike entity, watching a new world be created. This wasn't just another season, it was Fortnite ascending to a higher plane of existence. Each time, the beginning became the end became the beginning. And if this pattern holds any merit, we have to ask, how many more octaves can Fortnite climb before it reaches the final note? The loop. Are we the ones out of tune? So here's the real question. Are we the players? Are we part of this law of octaves too? Because if you think about it, if you really think about it, every match of Fortnite follows the exact same principle. You drop, you fight, you build, you survive, you get eliminated, or you win. Then, without missing any beats, you queue up again and start over. Then one match instantly becomes the beginning of the next. You see what I did? It sounds familiar. That's not just Battle Royale. That's the same structure the entire Fortnite island that it follows. Every chapter, every season, every event is just another loop within another loop, another octave, and an ongoing melody that never really ends. It only shifts. So what does that make us? If the 0 point is the conductor and the island is clearly the instrument, then are we just the notes that are being played? You know, it's a little unsettling when you think about it. We log in, drop into the loop, we grind for crowns, we flex our rare skins, disappear back into the lobby, and then only to do it all over again. Jonesy spent years trying to break free, but maybe he never had a chance. Maybe none of us do. And here's where things get even weirder. If we're part of the cycle, if we as players are just as trapped in these repeating octaves of this island itself, then is our real battle about winning games? Or is it about breaking free from a pattern? That's a question that haunts me every time I load into another match. Why are we doing this? Literally. I ask that question a little bit too much all the time. What is the goal? Why are we doing this again and again? Just to go off on a bit of a tangent right now, will there ever be an end game for us besides a crown? I hope so. I do hope that Epic can provide something a bit different than any game that's ever came out before it. I know I've got a ton of ideas on where it could go, and how it could keep some form of dynamism even when you do log out and decide to come on back. So, literally, why are we doing this? Is it because we genuinely want to play a game by ourselves with our friends? Or are we compelled to keep playing because the system, whether it's the loop, the algorithm, or even Epic themselves, maybe that's just the way it goes. Maybe that's the way they designed it. And if this Law of Octaves theory holds up, then eventually we reach a final note. That's right. That's the part that keeps me up at night about Fortnite when I really think about it. When I'm trying to come up with my next episode, when I'm just there, just meditating about what direction I should go in every week when I get here, when I'm sitting down, getting ready to write a couple of ideas down. Okay. What happens when Fortnite hits the highest octave? What does the final shift look like? Will we even notice when we've arrived at the last cycle? Or did we actually already even pass it, possibly? Or will we just start over again without even realizing it? I hope that we don't. Because if history has taught us anything, it's that nothing in Fortnite ever truly ends. It just resets, remixes, and plays again like we're prisoners or something. So, what's our role in this song? All right, let's bring this home. If the Law of Octaves applies to Fortnite, then we as players aren't just spectators in some grand cosmic battle across multiverses. We're part of that song itself. Every match, every victory, every elimination, it's all another note in this endless melody. The question is, do we play along or do we try to change the tune? We can stay inside the loop. I don't think there'll be a problem with that. Embracing the inevitable resets, which will happen every 10 weeks or so. Riding the highs and lows of each new season. Never questioning why the cycle repeats. That's the easy choice, right? You drop in, you fight, win, lose, queue up again. Same old, same old. It's familiar. It's safe. But is it freedom? Or we could try to break out, like Midas, Jonesy, or the Seven. And hopefully we get a good look at one major person that's gone missing, who's Gino. Gino, where the hell are you? Okay, everybody there, heroes or villains, or heroes in their own eyes, who thought they could escape fate, only to find themselves right back where they started in a different skin. Their stories are proof that breaking the loop isn't as simple as refusing to play. Even if you burn it all down, the music finds a way to keep itself playing. Maybe the answer isn't in fighting the cycle. Maybe it's in understanding it. Fortnite isn't just a game. It's a living system. A song that evolves, shifts, and remixes itself with each new octave. And we're all playing it together. So the next time you drop in, ask yourself, are you just playing another match? Or are you part of something bigger? Because if there's one thing we know for sure, it's this. The beginning is the end is the beginning. And the song, it never really stops. This is Chris. Thanks for tuning into the world's first GYATT Fortnite Podcast. Until next time, keep your shields up, your emotes ready, and remember, it's all about how you see the game. Having so much fun with the season so far. I've dipped into a ton of solo matches and Battle Royale, Zero Build. I've been playing a couple duos, and I just started getting into squads back all over again. I'm enjoying playing with people all over again, different people. I've gotten some crazy dubs towards the end of a match. I'll possibly be picking up the Otani skin. I love the emotes that go along with it too. And if you'd like to support me and this podcast, you could cash at me at $chrisfreshier. And you can follow me on X at GYATT and on TikTok at GYATT Fortnite Podcast. You might see me here or there in Fortnite. You could always use your hello emote or a hug. I'm always rocking the same skin. And I will see everybody soon.